Property damage. Hey, when does it occur? Believe it or not, that's the nature of this case. Well, it's a case that involves a company in Missouri. And there the company, which was involved in trucking, had had a new pad put down for its trucks at a trucking terminal. The pad obviously was concrete. Concrete was poured that was used for some period of time, and then it began to crumble and fall apart. The company brought claim against their insurance company, contending that they were suffering property damage and that as a result of that property damage, the insurance company owed because it was a covered risk. The insurance company looked to the property damage and said, hang on a second, we cover anything that's been damaged in this particular comprehensive policy as long as it occurred during the policy. In this instance, it's our position that the concrete was defective when it was put in, it was improperly mixed, and that's when the damage actually occurred, and accordingly there is no coverage because that happened before this insurance policy was written. Company argued through their lawyers, hang on a second, there wasn't any damage when the concrete was put in. Yes, we now know the concrete was defective, but the damage only occurred when it started falling apart and crumbling, and that was when your insurance policy was in effect. Well, this case wound up going up to an appellate court in Missouri, and there the court heard these two arguments, and it had to decide, well, when exactly does the property damage occur? Does it occur when the defective product is put in place, as the insurance company argues, or does it occur when the product actually becomes defective and causes damage? Well, the court heard this, looked at case law in Missouri, and came away and said, insurance company, you are right, you are right, you are right. And in this instance, we find that the damage occurred when the defective concrete was installed. Why? Because at that very time there was damage to that large concrete apron and damage to that whole area because the concrete that was put in wasn't good, it was poor, it was going to fall apart, it was defective, and therefore that's when the damage occurred. Okay, now this has actually a lot of pertinence to various other situations. It's not uncommon that occasionally some work will be done. Let's take as an example a roof. A roof might be put on in the summer months. The roof is defective. It turns out in the winter months when it's really raining, the roof is leaking. The house is damaged. If the insurance policy was not in existence when the roof was installed, the insurance company may well argue that the occurrence of damage occurred when a defective roof was put in, not when the rain came through the roof, damaging the house. And under a number of cases, that in fact is a valid position. So what can a homeowner do when he's trying to protect his house? Well, one of the things that can be done is to see that you have the same insurance company for a prolonged period of time. If you're constantly renewing with the same insurance company, that becomes a non-issue. In this instance, it was an issue because there was a new insurance company that began insurance after that concrete pad was in place. But if you have the same insurance company throughout the period of time that you own the property, you aren't going to run into these problems because it doesn't make any difference really when it occurred, since you're going to have the same insurance company. But if you're changing insurance companies, best to make sure if you're having a major repair, if you're getting a new roof put on, if you're having concrete pad put down, if you're having new construction of any kind that is of a major nature, you make sure that you've got an insurance policy in place when that is being done. Okay, we bring cases every week so you understand how the law works. I'm David Allen.